So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, like I always try to do. One thing I've been hearing a lot of in terms of people around me, and it's normally around this time of the year, like the end of the year, like to the beginning, but never really normally in the middle. It's like one thing I'm noticing is there are a lot of people around me that are still dealing with toxic relationships, right? And again, this is a topic anybody can go in on. This is a topic everybody talks about all the time. But this is just because I know the people that I know are gonna watch this. This is just for anybody in general. Dealing with the type of people that are either abusive, dealing with people that are physically, emotionally, financially, like people that take advantage of you emotionally. Like you're willing to do any and everything, go above and beyond whatever anybody asks you because you care that much. And that comes from one, having a big heart. And I've been there. Having a big heart can get you hurt. Having a big heart can get you killed. And coming to the understanding at my 20 plus years of being on this planet is that you have to understand that in the relationships that I've been that the people have come to me about, it's like it's always when they put up with it, it's because I see potential in this person, or it's like nobody's ever been there for them, and I just want to show them that not everybody is like that, and everybody isn't the same, and they're so sheltered, and I just want to break down these walls that they've built up over the years because they've never had anybody in their family, and this, that, and the third. It's like, And I'm not the type of person to tell people, what to do. I'm going to give you the options of looking at pros and cons of keep doing what you've been doing, pros and maybe cons of doing something that benefits you, not necessarily the person you care for. Because putting up with BS comes from, again, like I said, having a big heart, love for somebody else. I don't think anybody I've ever known that puts up with BS from somebody didn't love them, right? Unless it was like you work for somebody, or like whatever the case may be, but we're not even dealing with that. So it's like you have to understand you can't interfere with life and how it teaches people lessons, because based on what you do know about life, based on what you don't know, that's kind of how it affects you. So it's like if you're well versed in something, you'll normally get by the stuff life throws at you that deals with what you're well versed in, versus you still dealing with people that don't care about you. It's gonna keep throwing those type of people at you until you understand what you have to do to not deal with those type of people anymore, or what to do in the instance that another one tries to talk to you, whether you're a guy or a girl or whatever you identify as. So it's kind of like some people need life to kick them in their ass in order for them to learn a lesson. So you standing in the way of life by, I'm going to be there for this person and help do this because right? Like say somebody has kids, right? Horrible parent, right? Bad parent. They have kids and they're a bad parent. You do what you can with the kids and for the kids in place of them. They're not learning how to be a parent, and their kids aren't learning what a real parent is supposed to be like. So say you leave, then what happens? There's a lot of people that are going to be scared, like, oh, what about the kids? They got to learn that lesson. The kids as well have to learn the lesson of, if your parent is really a bad parent when the chips are on the line, now that child has to become independent. Whether or not they turn it into a positive when they get older is on them. But they have to learn that lesson, because there's always a safety net, i.e. whoever the person is playing, step parent. Now they're not learning anything. You're impeding natural progress, the natural process of life, which is to get bruised, get scarred up, learn your lessons, take your knockdowns, and to grow from them. But that's just one instance. That you can apply that to anything. Some people are horrible partners and they need to get, like I said, kicked in the ass. They take from you emotionally and it drains you physically. But you care for this person so much you're willing to put up with it. So you sit there and you ask people day in and day out, it's like, what's wrong? What could I do? I don't know. And they tell you the same thing. Leave, get out. Stop messing with this person. Stop fucking with this person. But you don't listen. And you continuously hurt yourself. And the one thing I will always stand by is that sometimes the most that you could ever care for somebody in this situation is to not be there for them at all. Some people need to literally get they ass whooped by life to understand, one, how important you are and were in their life. Two, to understand how crappy they were. To put things into perspective, life has to knock people down. And I think anybody that's ever been through anything would understand that. You have to get knocked down in certain aspects of your life for things to come full circle. Things you may have been told when you were younger, you didn't understand. Now you go through something, it makes sense. Not appreciating people in your life because they're always there. Take that person away, take yourself away if you are that person. Now they have a greater understanding and appreciation for what it is you did. Now they see, okay, you did this when I wasn't looking and I never said thank you for that. Those are the type of things that staying with somebody who doesn't reciprocate, staying with somebody that doesn't seem to care about you as much, or is toxic in a way that they abuse how much you care, they abuse how much you give. Maybe they abuse you to the point where you're giving them money. Maybe they abuse you physically. Whatever the case may be, step away, right? Try to step away. Again, I'll never tell somebody what to do. It's more so that's the logical step to take. But my step to anybody that I know that comes to me for advice is weigh the pros and cons of staying. Weigh the pros and cons of leaving. And when I say leave, I don't mean for like a day. I don't mean for a week. I don't mean for a couple months. I mean leave. If it's been a continual thing where the behavior hasn't changed, period. Point blank, cut it out. Point blank, cut it out, leave. Because at the end of the day, the whole point, like I said, restating my big point. Sometimes the most you can ever do for somebody that you genuinely, truly care and love for is to not be there for them at all.